the iconic Canadian dish that just keeps you coming back for more and more and more. I am making my classic, authentic Canadian poutine. So we're talking deep fried fries, we're talking gravy, we're talking cheese. What could go wrong here? The answer is absolutely nothing. This dish is so amazing. You put this down in front of people and you turn your back on them for 30 seconds and it's gone. It's no more. You have to go back into the kitchen and make more of it. So what we're gonna do first is prep our potatoes, and I finally used my potato chipper. Of course, you can just use a knife for this. I just wanted to use this gadget of mine. I've been wanting to use it for a while and it came out pretty good. I like the length, I like the width. And what we want to do to the potatoes is draw out a lot of that excess starch. I don't want it there. We're going to get a much crispier fry on the outside and a much fluffier inside on the fry if we take out that starch. So to do that, what we're going to do is place them in some cold water in a large dish and just leave them there for an hour, hour and a half, even 2 hours. And when you're finished with them, get rid of the starch water, pour over some fresh water and get rid of that quickly again. You don't have to wait any further for that. It's just a final rinse process. And then pat them dry using some paper towel or a cloth and just leave them to dry because we don't want any moisture there. If you have any moisture there and we go and deep fry it later, hot oil and water equals kaboom. Next, we're gonna get started on the all-important gravy, and this gravy is just so good. In a large saucepan, I'm going to melt the butter, and then I'm adding the flour, and then I'm gonna cook, stirring regularly for about 5 minutes until the mixture turns golden brown. Now, what we're basically doing is just cooking out that raw flour taste. Make sure it doesn't catch on the bottom of the pan and make sure it doesn't burn. Next, I'm gonna add the chicken and beef stock or broth and bring to a boil, stirring with a whisk. I'm then adding in some cornstarch or corn flour, and I've just mixed that with a little bit of water, and what that will do is help thicken everything up. So add that in, I season with some pepper and a little bit of salt, and then I leave this gravy to cook on a medium to high heat, stirring it every 6 to 7 minutes, and I leave it there for an hour, and it will go from this light gravy looking color to a light brown, to a brown, to a deep brown, to a very deep brown, and that's where we want it. It will reduce, it will thicken, it will get glossy, it will just be absolutely gorgeous. Now, to save time, you can make this ahead, like the day before, and then just reheat it. It'll work fine as well. So to deep fry our potatoes, very simple. We're doing this in 2 stages. I'm placing in our fries into some vegetable oil at 180 degrees Celsius or 350 Fahrenheit. Preferably use a deep fryer if you've got one, but if you don't, like me, you can just use a saucepan. And place the fries in, and we're gonna fry them twice. So place them in, and you wanna fry them in the first stage for about 6 to 7 minutes. Take them out, drain them on some paper towel, and then put them back in for a further 6 minutes. They'll get crispy on the outside, they'll get beautiful and golden, and they'll be nice and fluffy and cooked really well on the inside. Again, bring them out, drain them on some paper towel. We don't want oil on our fries. We want them to remain nice and crispy. And while the fries are hot, I'm going to be placing over our cheese curd. This is fresh cheese curd. I'm just breaking it apart, and the cheese curd will start to melt over those fries. That heat will just start to break down and get that cheese all gooey and stringy. And then of course, we've got our hot gravy, which I'm just gonna spoon over, get it over those cheese curds, and what you have is something truly magical, something so simple. Fries, gravy, and cheese, so good. And then of course you get into it and it just breaks apart like you're pulling apart a mozzarella pizza. This dish is hands down one of my favorites. It is hands down one of the best dishes on the planet. So thank you very much, Canada. If you're after the recipe, and I reckon you will be, the link is in the description below. Please, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it around with your friends and family, and I'll see you real soon for another recipe. Have a fantastic day.